Hey everyone, it's Mega Champ once again. Now that the Game Awards are over, regardless of if you liked them or not, or if you liked what happened during them or not, you always have to remember and keep in mind that it's all subjective at the end of the day. And that's why you just kind of do something like this, where you just have your own sort of list of either anime you watched or video games that you played, even if you may be 2 to 3 years behind, and just sort of do your own sort of personal list of anime of the year or game of the year or both, or whatever. Nothing else to really say about that. I mean, I am 100%, or I am being 100%, 1,000%, 1,000,000%, 1,000,000,000,000% serious about what I said in my last YouTube message, post, whatever. Cry me a fucking river. Not the point, and that's literally all I'm going to say about it. Today we are going over my bold predictions for 2025 now that the Game Awards are officially over. Because there's no way that any of this is going to change. I suppose technically it still could, but there's a very extremely high probability that it is not going to change at this point. So we're going to go over my bold predictions that I made for 2025 at around the end of last year. Remember, I did not edit these notes in any way whatsoever after I made them. They stayed the way that they were when I made them last year, and I did not touch them other than saying if they were correct or not. So the notes are the same as they were last year. And we'll see how many of them or how many of these that I ended up getting correct. I made 4 bold predictions last year. And pretty much all of them were gaming related. Sometimes, every so often, I'll throw something out where it won't be gaming related, but it's mostly gaming related, or it's a few and far between when it's not gaming related. But when it came to my bold predictions for 2025, they were all pretty much gaming related. You might be able to tell what some of them are from that, but we're going to go over them one by one, and we will discuss them briefly, and I will say if they were correct or not. Not much else to really say in terms of that, really, at this point, so, yeah. All right. We're going to get started with my first bold prediction last year that I made. Remember this? Oh boy, do I have some things to say about this. We'll get into that here in a bit. Bold prediction number 1 that I made last year was that Persona 6 will be released within the year. There have been rumors on the GLAR, or GLAR, the Gaming Leaks and Rumors Reddit, about it pretty much all year, although this was last year, so it's pretty much all of last year. I think it's time it finally happens, and Metaphor is out now, last year, and they need to announce their next quote-unquote big game. Boy, was this incorrect! Boy, was this incorrect. I'm not going to make a video about this it might be something I just send to some Discord friends and not make a full video for this, but one question that I have that I wish someone would fucking answer for me for 2026 deals with Persona 6, and it is simply this. Where the fuck is it? Where the fuck is Persona 6? Now, look, I'm not going to sit here and say that I should have believed or even listened to anything from the Gaming Leaks and Rumors Reddit, because clearly I shouldn't have. Believe it or not, I'm human and I'm going to make mistakes. I know, what a concept, right? What a fucking concept. Imagine being human and making mistakes, because nobody's fucking perfect. Not the point. Different subject, different topic. Obviously, I shouldn't have believed shit. Guess what? I already made this change. Is it fun to read the Gaming Leaks and Rumors Reddit? Yes. Yes, it is. And I still do it. But at this point, I have taken a wait-and-see approach. In other words, a I'll believe it when I see it approach. And it's worked out amazingly for me thus far. But we are talking about something that happened last year. And despite what people may think, things can change. Especially when we're talking about a whole year. Especially considering how things change constantly anymore. Whether good or bad. Seemingly most of the time bad. Where the fuck is Persona 6? Where is it? And why is Persona 4 Remake coming out first? That's fucking ridiculous too, but I've already called that bullshit out, so we don't have to sort of retread that or restate that. The point is, this bold prediction was correct. Or incorrect, I'm sorry. This bold prediction was incorrect. If I can talk properly and say things properly. But this bold prediction was incorrect. I just wish someone would fucking tell me where Persona 6 is. That's it. That's all. Where the fuck is it? Why is Persona 4 Remake coming out first? That's fucking ridiculous. I'm sorry. You can literally play Persona 4 Golden on a PlayStation 5. Just saying. Not that I will ever play the Persona 4 Golden. And am I going to play the remake? Of course I am, because I'm going to need something to play. You really think I'm just going to sit and not play it? It's just fucking ridiculous that it's coming out first. Where the fuck is Persona 6? Someone please answer that for me, but nobody will. Nobody will. Let's be honest here. Let's be honest here. Nobody's going to answer that. Because nobody fucking knows, clearly. Clearly. Point is, Persona 6 being released this year was incorrect. I guess it is what it is. It is what it is. I'm sure it'll come out eventually. When? Who the fuck knows at this point? Who the fuck knows? Who the fuck knows? Maybe in the next 10 fucking years. Ridiculous. Give me a break. We're off to a great start, aren't we? And upcoming here is the last time you're going to hear me talk about this franchise. Because believe it or not, I keep to my word. I keep to my word. Bold prediction number 2, was Pokemon Generation 10 will come out in 2025. Everything and everyone suggests it won't, and honestly, that's probably true. However, they were the ones who established the 3-year pattern. Still true, by the way. Until I see it for myself, I'm not going to believe it. I'm sorry. There's still a possibility that Legend ZA and Gen 10, Generation 10, Pokemon Generation 10, come out the same year, like what happened with Legends Arceus and Scarlet and Violet, and until I see otherwise, I refuse to change these types of predictions. If this is wrong, then I'll change these predictions. That is literally my notes from last year. Yeah, this was incorrect. And I am really tired of being a broken record about this. Believe it or not, I really am. So I'm not going to retread this, restate this, because what has become abundantly clear is that the Pokemon fan base is never going to fucking listen. Ever. And they're going to keep buying the games and being contradictory hypocrites. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Because I'm not. Because I'm not. They want to complain fucking constantly and then buy the fucking games anyway. Tell me when I'm telling lies. So clearly they're never going to learn and they're never going to listen. I don't know why the Pokemon Company and Game Freak are listening. I don't get it. Why? Because next year's the 30th anniversary? Give me a fucking break. Whatever, they're gonna do whatever the fuck they want. Clearly, that's also been clear. And considering the sales of Scarlet and Violet, I don't know what the sales are currently for Legends ZA. I've heard differing and contradictory numbers, so I don't really know. But until everyone realizes that Pokemon is more of a merch company now and not a video game company, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't fucking matter. And you want to know something else? Generation 10 is going to sell extremely well. It will print money. You know this. I know this. Everyone fucking knows this. It will print money. And it will just be the constant infinite loop that I just went over. The constant infinite loop. Tell me when I'm telling lies. Because I'm not. Relax. I am not going to be making any more Pokemon predictions anymore. It's going to make doing this shit extremely harder. And that's just the bold-faced truth. That's just brutal honesty. And that's what I'm going to give to you. I'm going to tell it to you straight. I'm going to give you brutal honesty, regardless of if you like that or not. It's going to make doing my bold predictions extremely hard. It really is. It really is. Some of the bold predictions that I have come up with this year thus far are not great, and some of them are kind of obvious, at least potentially. And one involves a franchise that I don't give a fuck about, will never play, and will never buy, but once again, everyone wants to act like they're a fucking expert now, so, you know, why should I be doing anything differently? I'm not an expert. I never claimed to be an expert, but since everyone wants to, act like all of a sudden they know what's gonna happen, what do you want me to do? What do you want me to do? But that's for my bold predictions for 2026. The point is, Generation 10 obviously did not come out this year. Only Legend ZA did, and people still complained about that, so what is the point? Infinite loop. Infinite loop. I am just giving myself a concussion, even trying anymore. That's pretty much the full stop of it. So that's why I've stopped trying, because clearly no one is going to listen. So have fun with your contradictory hypocrisy. Have fun. Have fun. Generation 10 will likely come out November of next year. That is the current claim, rumor, and leak. that it will be announced during the Pokemon Day Pokemon Presents for February of next year. Again, like I just said earlier, I will believe it when I see it, and it will still print money. Anything else I need to say? No, there's not. No, there's not. So we will quickly move on. We will quickly move on to bold prediction number 3. Oh boy. Technicalities. Everyone else uses it as an excuse. What do you think I'm about to do? What do you think I'm about to do? Bold prediction number 3 was there will finally be Kingdom Hearts 4 news at some point. The no news is getting ridiculous at this point, honestly. Even though I don't care about Missing Link, and I don't, the shit with that situation is getting ridiculous too. Wow. This didn't age well. There are claims the game might come out in 2026. If that's the case, they'll have to give more news and a re-reveal, quote unquote, at some point in the year. When? Where? I have no idea. Okay, first of all, Missing Link got canceled, and I don't give a fuck, so everyone get over that. This is correct. And why is it correct? Because screenshots count. I don't care if it was for damage control, and it fucking was. Be honest, it was for damage control because of the Missing Link cancellation. It counts. Screenshots count. I'm batting 100 when it comes to Kingdom Hearts 4 predictions. I got the Kingdom Hearts 4 reveal year right. Not the month, just the year. I cover a whole year. I don't be that specific. I like being vague and giving myself a whole year. I got that right a couple years ago, or several years ago, really, at this point. And now I've gotten this right. I'm batting 100. But that's where it's going to end because I have no fucking idea what to say anymore. Except one thing. Since I didn't get to do it via VC, welcome to fucking development hell. It's not in development hell. Where the fuck is it then? Yeah, that's what I thought. Nobody's gonna be able to convince me otherwise. Nobody is going to be able to convince me otherwise. How do you want me to feel? How do you expect me to feel? Almost makes it seem like a 2 to 3 year backlog is a good thing, doesn't it? Fucking hell. What a fucking joke. Can't fucking stand this bullshit, I swear to God. And last, but certainly not least, is my controversial quote-unquote prediction that I made last year. What was that controversial prediction? Which there really isn't a good image for, so, you know, declining stocks was the best I could do last year and this year. Bold prediction number 4 was, as I once again do the Jedi mind trick, there is no video game crash in 2025. These fucking constant cries, whining, complaining, and doom and glooming about a quote unquote video game crash happening or getting close to happening is bullshit. And that's all it ever fucking is and was. This so called evidence, quote unquote, people are using and claiming is nothing but fucking ass pulls, speculation, doom and glooming, again, clickbaiting. Let's add that. That wasn't in my notes, but it's the truth. And no solid not solid evidence in any way whatsoever. So basically it's all bullshit. End of story. This one is my yearly quote unquote controversial one. I seem to like to do, I guess. Yeah, this one's correct too. Where's the video game crash? Where's it at? I'm looking. I don't fucking see it anywhere. Oh my god. Thank fucking God I quit watching certain YouTubers. Oh, look, the fucking conspiracy theorists were wrong. Again. What a shock. End sarcasm. Yeah. Where is it at? I am literally not sitting here telling you that the gaming industry is in a good state. It fucking isn't. Xbox went third party. I'm sorry you don't like hearing the truth. And there have been way too many layoffs, and there are going to continue to probably be way too many layoffs. Where's the video game crash? Where is it? Oh, that's right, it doesn't exist. Give me a fucking break. Did you have fun? I didn't think so. Still don't care. Still don't care. So those were my bold predictions for 2025. I only managed to come up with 4. I don't know how many I'll be able to come up with this year. I mean, there was one I was going to do, but that's practically already happened, so I may have to rethink it. Oh, God. Whatever. So, that's 50-50. 50% correct. Half of my bold predictions were correct. Not bad. Better than the 0% from last year. You take the W's when you get them. You take the W's when you get them. Yeah. There's literally nothing else for me to say. I don't know what else to say here, so we will quickly, please wrap it up. I mean, I know that's a 2-year-old meme now, but I will wrap it up here. Nothing else to say. I don't know how many bold predictions I'm going to be able to come up with for 2026. I've come up with at least 2. One I was going to do, but that's practically already been confirmed by the people in question and the company in question, so that's out the window. I don't know. Doing this shit is not easy. You try doing it. I like coming up with at least a couple. I mean, if I can come up with 3, that's probably good enough. But this number of 4 or more is probably not going to happen anymore since I can't do Pokemon ones anymore. So, because I stick to my word, believe it or not. I don't know. I'll have to figure something out. I don't know what that is yet, but I will try to figure something out. I don't know. Definitely something for me to think about. So I will do that as I continue to do these lists, and hopefully I can come up with at least 3. I have at least 2. Hopefully I can come up with at least 1 more. So that's it. That was my bold predictions for sorry, I kind of misclicked there. Oh well. That was my bold predictions for 2025. Once again, as a quick recap, bold prediction 1 was that Persona 6 will be released. This was incorrect. Bold prediction number 2 was that Pokemon Generation will come out in 2025. This was also incorrect. Bold prediction number 3 was that there will finally be Kingdom Hearts 4 news at some point. This was correct because screenshots count. Technicality or not, I don't care. Screenshots count. And bold prediction number 4 was, of course, there is no video game crash in 2025. That was also correct. So there you go. My bold predictions for 2025, 50% correct. That's 50% more than I got last year. So it's an improvement at least. Will I do any better or worse next year? I guess we'll find out when I review them at the end of next year. Yeah, there's nothing else to say, as I'm sure this will just go over so well, and I still won't care. This is Mega Champ saying next time I'll be providing you with more unlimited guidance. Welcome to development hell, everyone! For fuck's sake. Okay, we're done. At least I feel better. Isn't that all that matters? Well, it's all I care about. It's all that matters to me. Okay, bye.